How are you? Okay. Wednesday today, and getting ready to get on a plane tomorrow afternoon around 1 o'clock. Head to Iowa and go play a very, very good football team. Extremely well coached, extremely well disciplined, very tough, in a very, very tough environment. So we're looking forward to it. I feel like our team is excited about this opportunity, this trip. We've tried to make a big focus so they understand, what Iowa football is, what Iowa's brand is. It's not hard to know their brand. Coach Ferentz has been there, I think, 25, 26 years. So any of us that know college football know the brand and have all the respect in the world for him, for his program, for Coach Parker, what they do on defense, and obviously, overall, just a very, very good football team. And with Coach Lester getting there, you could see some of the changes they've made on offense. Some of the things that they do reflect some of the things that we do. Clearly, there was some influence from Coach LaFleur when he was over at Green Bay. So looking forward to a great challenge with a lot of great football players.
Do you have a history with Coach Ferentz?
No, not a real history at all. His son was on our team at New England, so I knew him then. I know his son. I know Coach Ferentz from different times throughout the years of coaching in the Big Ten as the offensive coordinator at Minnesota, at Michigan. But in the end, I just have a ton of respect for him. I told him, I've made this comment that he's my wife's favorite coach because he's never moved. He's been there 26 years and has been able to sustain success. So the stability there, the fact that he's really built that program up or back up or wherever it might have been over the last 25, 26 years is just tremendous. The amount of winning he's done, and I just have a ton of respect for him.
You named Alphonso Tuputala the Dog of the Week. What can you say about his play against Michigan and kind of what he's been able to do this season for you?
Yeah, I think it's far greater than just that one game. He played really well, as he always does. He's extremely tough. I think he had maybe 5 tackles or so in the game. We have him playing multiple positions, though, in our scheme. You see him playing the edge. You see him playing a stack linebacker. You see him blitzing. You see him covering, dropping. He addresses the team before the defense goes out in the huddle. He's the voice of, I would say, the voice of the program on the practice field. He does everything right. He's an extremely hard, let's say, worker in the weight room, extremely hard worker in the film room, in the classroom. So just a ton of respect for him, and I thought it was he was the right guy at that, in that situation. Plus, I think, he was the only one that was a starter. I guess him and EJ in the game on January.
Caleb Johnson is averaging 9 yards a carry against 8-man boxes this season. Steve called him on Tuesday the best skill player maybe that you guys have faced all year. Kind of what have you seen from him as you guys are getting prepped for this game? What's it going to take to stop him?
Yeah, he's a terrific running back. Clearly, they have a good scheme. They give him an opportunity in their zone schemes to be patient, find a hole. They do a good job of reading. He does a good job of reading the defensive lineman. He presses, he cuts, he presses, he bounces. He takes what's there. He doesn't go negative very often. He has the ability to be explosive and make plays down the field, not just the 5-yard runs, the 6-yard runs, but also the 25-yard runs, the 35-yard runs. Everything that you want in a running back, he's that. So, for the, I think, 4th week in a row, we're preparing to play some of the better backs in this conference. We wound up not getting the back at Northwestern. He wound up not being able to play that week. But from Rutgers to Michigan and now to Iowa, those are 3 really, really good backs.
Iowa focuses their offense, it seems like, on running the football, and Michigan seemed to do the same last week. How do they differ in the way they try to make the run game?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, the largest difference is Michigan's playing from shotgun a lot more than Iowa is. Iowa's still playing a lot more under center, marrying their play-action game a little bit differently. Michigan's running a little bit more gap scheme. Iowa's running a little bit more zone scheme. I think in the trenches, they're built similarly. Their offensive line are big, strong, physical, older players. I believe they have 18 or 19 returning starters on their team. That's, in this day and age is very, very, very unique. 9 returning starters on both sides of the ball, not including kickers or specialists, I should say. So they're built the right way. You can clearly see that size is a big part of Coach Ferentz' recruiting style to play in the Big Ten. You could see that they're all in that 315-pound plus range. Their D tackles are 6'4" and 6'5". Their offensive linemen are all over 6'3", 6'4". They're all over 300-plus pounds. So they understand in the Big Ten you got to be big, and they're the epitome of that.
After having a chance to kind of look at that final offensive drive before the first half, is there anything you would have changed, maybe about from like a time management perspective, or was that just kind of a bit of bad luck at the end?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we probably could have found a way to take one more shot at the end zone if we used the timeout quicker or communicated better. I said that I need to do a better job of getting the play in that I wanted quicker. I kind of put Will at a disadvantage there, holding it for those last 11 seconds or that 11-second break. When we got to 17, I took the timeout or whatever it was, and 12, I think. And then you wind up having one shot rather than 2 shots in the end zone. I wasn't overly worried because from the 12-yard line, there's not a lot of great plays. Sometimes it's better to go fast and see if you could hit them on a double move, which is what we tried to do in that case, rather than there's not really a scheme play that you'd want to call from 2nd and 12 on the 12. So, yeah, I think we could look at it and probably save ourselves 1 or 2 plays if we just called the timeout quicker there.
Defensively for Iowa, it seems like they like to get into those quarters looks from split safety as compared to having 2 deep at the snap. What kind of unique challenges does that present as opposed to a more traditional quarters coverage, like sort of what you guys face with Northwestern?
Yeah, their ability to go 3 deep in quarters and 3 deep in quarters and look the same gives them an advantage in their scheme. They do a nice job of not giving things away. Their disguise is good when when you're only playing a few fronts and a few coverages, it's how do you make them all look the same? How do you make those 2 or 3 look the same? And when they bring their pressures, which they do bring, then they're able to find a way to not to give them away early. So it's quite a challenge. It's a very, very good football team. They won 10 games last year with 18 guys back. They're 3-2 this year. They had a tough one that they lost to their rival, kind of similar to us. Last play of the game, their rival kicked a 55-yard field goal. And in our case, we've got that same situation with the Apple Cup. So I see where they're coming from. They had the one game against Ohio State. But other than that, I'm expecting a really, really good football team that won 10 last year.
Any update on guys that may be ruled out for this week, like Valdez, Durfee, or anybody you may be getting back?
I'm expecting Valdez to play. I'm concerned about Durfee right now, so we'll see what that looks like.
Anybody coming back?
Don't envision Quentin coming back. Nope, don't envision Kevin Green coming back. Everybody else should be playing.
I know you've got quarterback coach, wide receiver coach, DB coach, when fundamentals get off, they can work with them a little bit. Do you have a specific kicking coach where with Grady maybe mechanics are off a little bit that he can work with?
Yeah, we have a special team, 2 special teams coaches in Bailey McElwain and Coach Pow Pow, and they're working with Grady, and most places, to be honest with you, that I've been at, kickers kind of have their own private coaches that they talk to and that they deal with, more so than truly an on-staff kicking coach. That's a rarity in football. So we have 2 good special teams coaches that are working really hard with Grady, and really it's everybody. It's our protection, it's the snap, it's the hold, it's the kick, it's where we're kicking it from. We're looking at all of that, and we're going to continue to see, and hopefully making the last 2 field goals he kicked will be a great start to continuing to be on the upward trajectory there.
Was he able to identify anything specific, like left foot too far?
No, we haven't gotten that far, no. We haven't talked about that. I think he's in a good place right now and feels good about it. Okay, thanks.